Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Sarah from YouBloom Yoga and Wellness, and today I'm going to offer you a yoga sequence that is especially helpful for desk workers. So whether you are working at a desk or maybe even you work on a computer in a different kind of setting, or maybe you game a lot on your computer, anything that requires you to be more seated and working forward, this is going to be an amazing yoga flow just for you. So we are going to be working with a strap and a blanket a little bit. You don't need any special blanket. Anything will work, even a towel. And as far as a strap, again, anything will work. If you have a specific kind of wellness strap, that is awesome. I do recommend having something that is a little more taut. So not one of those elastic bands that like a TheraBand or something. Those will make what we're going to be doing just a little bit more challenging because you'll be kind of fighting against the band there. So something that's more of this cloth material. Again, a towel, a scarf, a belt, anything like that would work. And if you really have nothing, even a broom or something like a PVC pipe would even work for a little bit of what we'll do as well. So a lot of options, all that to say. And then once you have your props set up, feel free to pause the video, get your stuff if you need. You can go ahead and set that off to the side. We'll be working with that stuff more towards the later half of our practice. So once you have everything accumulated, get a sip of water, get into your cozy clothes, and we'll meet you down on our mat. We'll begin on our backs today. So we're going to come onto our back, bringing the hands down to our sides, palms face down. So palms against the ground. And our knees will start bent, bringing the feet to the outer edges of the mat, letting the knees drop towards one another. Now, if feet as wide as the mat makes it so your knees can't touch, just scoot the feet in a little bit until the knees are able to rest against one another. And once we have the arms and legs situated, check in with the neck here. Do you feel like your chin is pointing to the sky? If so, find a little tuck, creating some length in the back of the neck. If the shoulders feel like they're rounding forward, press into the back of the head, lifting the shoulders, and snuggle those shoulder blades under the back body. And notice the waist and the low back here. Do you feel like there's a big arc, like you could slide your hand under? Then press into the shoulders and slightly lift that tailbone, and then roll yourself down. So we're not looking to really crunch the body into some unusual shape, but just find some length, smoothing out that mid to low back. And of course, this will look a little different for everyone, especially if you have a little more going on in the booty. Sometimes that can just make it so we lay a little different. Same with the front of our body. So again, no worries. This is just an idea of lengthening the spine. We do not have to be flush down. Not everyone's body is going to be like that. So that's totally cool. Regardless, once we are situated here, I want you to focus on the breath. Feeling the breath in through the nose and back out. And as you breathe, just take note if you started to squeeze the eyes, the mouth, or the shoulders. On each breath out, we release any of those areas of tension, letting the body soften. Taking just a couple more breaths here. So keeping the palms turned down, slide the left fingertips towards that left heel just a touch. So we're not turning this into a crunch here. There shouldn't be any movement in the torso, but instead it's as if you're shrugging that left shoulder, the left fingertips down slightly. And do the same thing on the right side. So you may feel a little tension through the arms and the shoulders here. Pause here. On a breath in, lift the hands. And then when their fingers pointed to the ceiling, turn the palms towards one another. And continue that journey up overhead, pausing at any point where you feel some tension or resistance. So the hands may come all the way overhead, they may pause somewhere in between. So thumbs are reaching to or touching the ground. Pause here for a deep breath. And exhale, relax. Take another breath in, stretching the fingers and arms a little more overhead. Exhale to relax the shoulders. Breath in, reach the fingers back up to the sky. Then turn the palms away from your body and exhale, hands back down so palms touch the ground. We'll take that again, breath in, fingertips reach to the ceiling. Turn the palms to each other and then continue overhead, pausing where you feel some tension. If this is causing pain on the shoulders, you can take the arms a little wider out or even try soft bend to the elbows. Lift the arms back overhead. When they're right above you, turn the hands away and exhale all the way down. One more time, breath in, hands reach up. Exhale, palms turn to one another. We lower the arms overhead. Then breath in, arms reach back up. Palms turn away. Exhale, we lower. So landing at the bottom here, now turn the palms face up. Maybe pulling those shoulder blades towards one another, so snuggling them behind your back a little more. And keeping the palms face up, slide the arms into a little cactus shape. So think of a goalpost or cactus arms. Breath in, lift the fingers, so elbows and biceps or triceps rather, staying down. Fingers are lifted. And on your next exhale, drop the fingers forward, so towards your toes, just noticing how this feels. And breath in, lift back up, exhale back to cactus arms. Breath in, lift the hand, exhale, press the palm towards the ground, pausing where you feel tension, where you feel a stretch, but no pain. Breath in, lift up, exhale, lower. Take that a couple more times. This is a slow, controlled movement here, so we're not rushing through this. We're giving our muscles and that shoulder joint time to really sit in that stretch, in that feeling. We'll take one more time here. When your hands are back to that cactus shape, option one, if you feel like this is a pretty decent stretch, stay right here. Option two, interlace the fingers behind the head so the thumbs are going down the back of the neck, elbows wide. And whether the arms are in this new shape or the cactus shape, we'll bring the soles of the feet together, knees open in our reclined bound angle. And feel the breath in, opening the belly, the heart center. And exhale, relaxing into the back of the body. Breath in for expansion. Breath out for grounding. Couple more breaths here. Release the hands down to the legs, helping the knees close up. Bring the knees to chest. We'll rock side to side. Then find stillness, left knee hugging in, right leg extends. Leg can touch the earth or stay hovering. Breath in, knee to nose. Exhale to release and switch out the leg. So right knee hugs in, actively pull that leg up, push the left leg away. Breath in, nose to knee. Exhale, release. Bringing both knees in, legs to the sky, point and flex the feet. The knees back to chest. Two options here: you can roll like a little ball up to a seat or roll to one side and push up. We're making our way regardless into a seat here. So once we arrive in our seat, take a moment, make adjustments to your clothing, to your body as you need. And we'll find some soft circles with the head and the neck. And reverse that direction. And bringing the head back through stillness, we'll now roll the shoulders. And repeat that circle going the other way. And finding stillness here, arms open out to a T. Breath in, reach them all the way up. Look up to the hands. Watch as the hands land down to our heart, fingers interlace, pressing away and up to the sky. Option to take a little back bend. Then exhale, release the hands wide and down, sweeping the hands in front, we fold. Breath in, roll back up, hands to the sky. Right hand down, find a side bend. Breath in through center, exhale, left arm down, we bend. Breath in through center, both hands to the sky. Now twist to the right. So left hand finding the opposite knee, right fingers behind you. And staying in this twist for a couple breaths. On the breath in, feel the hips press down, the head lift up. Exhale, twist a little deeper. If you feel like you've gotten to your edge of the twist, use your exhale instead to invite softness. Surrender into this twist. On a breath in, release through center, arms reach to the sky, and exhale, twist the other way. Notice here if the spine is collapsing. Use that breath in, find integrity in the core as we lift up and lengthen. Doing our best to find deep diaphragmatic breaths, even in this twist. Couple more breaths here. On a breath in, reach through center, arms to the sky, and exhale all the way down. Go ahead and roll out the wrists here for a moment. And taking the arms back to that cactus shape, spread the fingers as wide as you can, and then make a fist. And squeezing that fist in. Breath in, open and expand. Exhale to fist. Breath in, open. Exhale, fist. And breath in, open, and shake out the hands. And we'll come back to that cactus shape, expanding the fingers once again, sitting tall. Really feeling the arms rooting into the shoulders pressing into the body. So we're not just, I'll even turn so you can see a little difference here. So we're not just casually holding the arms out, but think about engaging the muscles in the rotator cuffs, engaging those lats and obliques. See you relaxed here, engaging here. And you may or may not tell difference. Regardless, think about finding that engagement. All right, so you might even be getting a little tired. You're like, Sarah, what are we doing? My arms are getting tired holding them up here. So first we're building a little strength, but now we're going to get into the hands and the fingers. So press those fingers back a little bit more, feel space between them, and then tap the pointer and thumb together. Then breath in, open as wide as you can, middle and thumb together, open and expand, ring and thumb together, open wide, pinky and thumb together, open wide. Do that one more time, starting at the pointer finger and expand, middle and expand, ring and expand, and pinky and expand. Go ahead and shake it out. All right, we are going to transition to our hands and knees. And then find a few rounds of cat-cow. So on a breath in, the belly drops. We look out in front, exhaling round the spine, chin curling towards the chest. Breath in, belly drops, shoulders draw away from the ears. And exhale, press the floor away. Feel this doming between the shoulders. Take a couple more rounds here, moving as you breathe. Take one more cycle of breath. And return to a neutral spine. Breath in, left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread your needle, lowering onto that left shoulder, the left temple. Pausing here for a couple deep breaths. Allowing your weight to sink back into the left shoulder, into the left hip. And press the floor away. Untwist here, left hand to the sky, and back down. Breath in, right arm up. Exhale, thread your needle. Feel the weight again shift into the right side of the body. And a little deeper twist here. Continuing to breathe. Even allowing an audible exhale out through the mouth. Press the floor away, untwist, and back to tabletop. And now bring the elbows just where the hands were. And then walk the knees back slightly, keeping the hip points stacked above the knees. Imagine you're pressing the belly back towards the thigh and your collarbones down towards the ground. Coming into our puppy pose here, active arms, fingertips are pressing into the ground, helping to support us. Maybe the head connects to the earth. And lift the head slightly, looking to the hands. Make your way all the way to the belly. Hands slide back in line with the rib cage. Elbows are squeezing to your waist. Breath in, lift up, cobra. Exhale, soften. And we're taking the left arm out to your side, no higher than shoulder height. Palm is turned down. The right hand, lift real quick just so you can see better. So left arm is out to your side. Right hand is planted just under your shoulder. So that elbow is going to be pointing up to the sky. So you're going to be on your belly here, left arm out, right hand planted, elbow towards the sky. And then from here, we are rolling onto our left side. Now that top leg, that right leg, may stay stacked. You might bring it behind you as well for a little support. So this is a big stretch into your shoulder joint as well as the pec muscle. So we only want to meet our body where we're at a deep but manageable stretch. Couple more breaths here. Roll all the way to your belly. Now extend the right arm long. Left hand is planted and we roll to that right side. And left leg may be straight or bent behind you. Seen some people will bring it in front. Personally find that that's a little more of a twist on the body. So think behind is a little more opening. But again, personal preferences. So breathe here for a couple more breaths. Make your way onto your belly, pressing back up onto all fours. Round the spine for a moment, little cat pose, and tuck the toes up and back, down dog. Pedal out the feet for a breath or two. Then finding stillness, breath in, right leg lifts. Exhale, release. Breath in, left leg up. Exhale, lower. Bend the knees, looking to the hands. Walk your way up, forward fold. Big breath in to rise. Hands reach overhead. And exhale, hands to the heart. So find a little activity here, pressing the hands into one another. Elbows will go out wide. And then turn the fingers away from you and down towards the ground. So it may not point all the way down. That's okay. It's going to be a big stretch on the forearms, on the wrists. Just breathe into wherever you're at. And dive the hands all the way down and release up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart and fold. Breath in to rise. Exhale, hands to the heart and down to your side. We'll go ahead and grab our strap. So we are going to open out our strap here. Again, towel, whatever you got. And then take the strap a little bit wider than shoulder distance, and we'll bring it in front of us, keeping the strap taut. So no slack here, really pulling it, finding some activation already into our grip strength and our arms. Breath in, lift the strap overhead, still pulling at the strap. Our feet are grounded here. We lean to the right. Lean to the right. Breath in through center. Exhale to the left. And take this a couple times each way here. Maybe you look up towards the ceiling as you move from side to side. We'll even it out wherever you're at and return through center. And then lean to the right again. And this time, draw that left arm back, rotating the heart towards the ceiling. Then back through center, lifting back up. Lean to the left. Draw the right arm, right shoulder back. Dial it back in and lift back up. Go ahead and release all the way down into a fold. You need to shake out the hands for a moment, roll out the wrists, take that moment. Then find the strap again and we'll lift back up overhead when you're ready. So holding the strap taut again. It may be nice to have a tiny bend to the elbows. I know I'm someone who can kind of hyperextend my elbows a little bit. So if you are like that also, or you're feeling a little discomfort in the shoulders, a bend to the elbows could be a nice way to protect ourselves. So we have the strap overhead. On a breath out, we are pushing that strap back. Now you might get to right here and you're like, that is a deep stretch. Perfect. Stay there, breathe into it. Maybe you lift up out and press back that edge again. If you need a little further, we can continue moving back, only going again to that point of tension, the point of a stretch. Now, I personally find that it can feel really nice to move through this range of motion, breathing into it for a couple breaths. Again, this is going to look very different per person. Everyone's shoulders, everyone's bodies move differently, but especially our shoulders. It is the most mobile joint in the body, so it really can do quite a lot, but it can also be prone to injury. And depending on your habits, lifestyle, it's going to make the shoulders just move differently person to person. So no judging, no shaming our bodies. Just meeting where we're at today. So hopefully you have been breathing into either stillness or some movement. The shoulders are probably getting a little exhausted now, so go ahead and let go of the strap, set it off to the side, and shake out those hands. We'll stand honestly about shoulder width, maybe even a little bit wider here. Interlacing the fingers behind your back, push the knuckles towards the ground. Soft bend to the knees. Now option one, Pecs may be tight and you're like, this feels incredible. Stay here. Option 2, send the heart forward, tilting at the hips into a fold. Knuckles will lift up as far as it's natural in your body today. Encourage the head to release, chin tilting to the chest, crown of the head towards the ground. A good cue is as if you're looking between your legs, or literally just look between your legs if you can. Pause for a couple breaths here. Press the floor away, slowly roll it up, then release the hands to the sky, and bend the left elbow, right hand to the elbow, wrist, or you can hold a strap again. Pull that elbow back slightly. Standing tall. Option 1, stay right here. Option 2, lean to the right. Back through center, release the hands. Give the shoulders a couple rolls. Then breath in, arms up. Right elbow bends. Find your elbow or wrist. Pull it straight back. Breathe into this, into that right arm, right shoulder. Then lean to the left, optional. Back through center, release the hands all the way down. We're stepping into a down dog here. Find a big breath in and let it go. Bring the knees to the earth, swinging the legs to the side, and we'll find our blanket. All right, so we are going to use our blanket as a supportive prop and a nice way to open up our back body. So I have my blanket first folded one time here. So the short edges are together. So mine is a rectangular blanket if that matters for what you're using. All right, so we have this kind of shape here. Then we're going to take one of those long edges and roll it into a tube. So we are rolling our blanket. So essentially we want to have a tube. How big it is can kind of vary. Again, if all you're working with is a towel, it's okay. You just want enough of a tube so you can lay kind of across it. Now from here, we are setting this down horizontally to start. And you're going to bring the hands over the top of this blanket. So as you roll down, we want the blanket to be sitting just underneath your shoulder blades so the arms can be in front of it, or over top of it rather, and ideally even the shoulders resting on the ground. Now if your back is really tight, or maybe you just have a really big blanket, you might want a pillow under the head, even bringing a pillow or towel under the arms as well for a little support. Option to extend the legs long or knees stay bent. Take a few deep breaths here. Just observing how this feels. Adding just this little bit of a heart opener. We're never here to judge or shame our body for any sensations. We're just here to listen, to show up today. And bend the knees, drop them to the left. So knees to the left. Maybe the gaze looks to the right. Look back through center. Lift the knees, lower them to the right. Maybe look to the left. Sending the breath to any areas of discomfort, to tension. Doing our best to allow our body to soften. Bringing the gaze and the knees back through center. Bring the hands to your side and start to press back up from the floor. Maybe taking a little twist or a side bend to reset the body. Then keeping our blanket in our tube here, we are going to extend the blanket out long so it is now vertical on our mat. And then bringing our tailbone to the very edge of the blanket. So you're not actually sitting on it, but just kind of snuggled right up to it. And then lower back so your spine and then the head are fully supported here. If you have a ponytail or clip in, you may need to kind of adjust things. So we are on our back, head through lower spine supported here. Palms are face up. Option for the knees to find our bound angle here. Breathing into the opening of this stretch. Option to interlace the hands behind the head, just like how we had started. But now with the blanket here, this provides a slightly deeper stretch. So there's now more space for those elbows to drop down. Continuing to breathe those long breaths down into the belly and back out. We're here for 5 more deep breaths. Two more breaths. After your last exhale, bring the hands down to the legs, helping them close up. You can tilt to one side, taking the blanket out, and just setting it off to the side. Returning to our back, hug the knees to the chest to rock it out side to side. Lower the legs back to the ground, extending them long. Arms resting at our side. Take this moment here to check in with how the body is feeling at this moment. Running back through our practice in the head, taking note, a little mental note of any of those stretches or postures that felt especially needed or relieving on your body. One hand over the heart, the other hand over the belly. Together, drawing a deep, expansive breath in and back out. Thank you all so much for joining me for another practice today. It's always an honor to help guide you and support you through your journey. I look forward to joining you on the mat again very soon. Thank you all and have a wonderful day. Bye.